Right, welcome to this week's episode of Minis and Motorbikes. Now, before we start...
Yes?
Before we start... Was that the ghost again?
Yeah.
I don't know what was for. Anyway, I've been worried about you, you know.
Why?
I've been worried about you, because the last couple of episodes, you've been kneeling on the floor, haven't you?
I have.
And it must be hurting your knees with your bad legs and everything.
It does, actually. It's hard getting up, to be fair.
So, I've got your present.
Yeah.
I've got your... It didn't cost me anything.
How old is she?
It didn't cost me anything. Look at this, look. Watch, look at this, look. Hey, look at that. Look, lovely bit of kneeling foam. That is a lovely bit of kneeling foam.
I'm sorry, Combline, but that's better than your knee pad.
Lovely bit of kneeling foam.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Hey?
I could spring myself up off the floor with it, couldn't I?
So that'll save your knees, won't it?
Yeah.
That'll save your knees.
Very much.
Right,
Very nice of you.
put that over there. Right.
Yeah.
What else? Now,
Yeah.
what are we doing today? We've got quite a lot on today, haven't we?
We've got a lot on today. I haven't had a chance to sandblast the frame because I just haven't had a chance with all sorts.
Well, the weather's been a bit iffy,
for it, getting outside, because I've got to do it outside, I can't do it in here. So we've had crap weather for it. I need to clean it as well. But we can try and get some nuts undone. That I've actually bought a can of WD-40. I ain't got my dad's can anymore. Sorry, Dad.
Is it a modern one then, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, and it goes...
With a built-in... With a built-in straw,
yeah,
is it?
We're not...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's loads to do. There's a frame to look at.
Right.
The steering wheel, because we've actually spoken to Uncle Peter.
Uncle Peter. Right.
And he's told us about the steering wheel and that. So that's pretty good. And I think
So we can get that on today.
Yeah, I've thought of a way of getting a horn in as well. So. There's that to look at, and obviously the reposition. I've cut the plate out ready where the radio went. I've cut the plate out ready for that, so we can look at that.
All right. And you've been doing something with the seat, I noticed, on Facebook as well.
Yeah,
You've been doing the old on the side.
Yeah, I've painted the pan, the plate that I made up to go on the seat base, and the little spacer at the back, the reinforcement bar at the back. Just painted them black because the aluminium was just looking horrible and dirty. I mean, the spraying hasn't come up brilliantly, but it's all right for what it is. And yeah, cut the circles out on the sides, and I've painted one side so we can see one side finished, and then we can drill the last hole on the other plate. And
all right.
So there's that to do.
Plus, we've got a couple of interviews, haven't we? With
got a couple of interviews. Yeah. Nelson King. Yeah. I can't remember the.
Stay there. Right. Nicky Taylor and Alex Keynes.
Yeah.
Then we had a chat with Alex Nevill, who's one of the driver coaches at the Graves Motorsport, and then it was Nelson King.
Yeah.
So should we crack on? I suppose you want to come out to the bench, don't you?
Yeah, we'll go around to the bench.
All right then.
Get the camera and we go around.
I'll grab the camera and I'll meet you around there.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice Diet Coke moment. Oh, that's one for the ladies. Oh, sorry, mate, I didn't realise you were there.
Of course you didn't. Right. What are we up to then?
Oh, I just made a loud noise on the camera. The seat sides. I've drilled... I've marked
the brackets that are holding the front seating.
Yeah, basically, look, if you come over here, look.
Right.
What I did... So I measured the centre line.
Why have you cut these holes out then? Why aren't you cutting holes out?
Lightness. And I think it looks really good. So what I did, I measured the centre there, drew a line between, and then I figured out what size holes I want. So we've got a 70mm, 50mm, and then we've got this one, just last one to do.
I'll tell you what, it was convenient that the holes you wanted are the same size as the drill bits. Isn't it?
Oh dear.
Right, carry on. Anyway, carry on.
Tumbleweed. That's all I can think of at the moment. Yeah. Tumbleweed. Right.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Right.
So yeah, shall I just drill that last one and show them what I went through to do it? Or
well, yeah. Go on then.
Or what?
Go on then.
Yeah. Right. Now, some people say you need cutting paste on aluminium. Some say you don't. I don't know if you go fast, slow, or what you do. So Yeah, I'll just go for it.
Okay.
I don't know if I've got enough battery in it.
Right. What? So what drill are we using there then? Can we give a shout out to the drill manufacturers who might
Bosch,
also
the best you can buy, Bosch.
Right.
18 volts.
I'll tell you what. Bosch 18 volt look good down the side of the Mini, wouldn't it?
Bosch and the job's done.
What's your name, Barry? What's his face?
Silly Barry.
Yeah.
Barry, I can't think of his name. Just actually it's a Bosch hole saw as well. Actually, funny enough. Right. We'll put a bit on it because that's a small hole. On the bigger holes, it seems to be a bit better. Yeah.
Oh, were they sharper bits?
Oh, too much. There's a song in there somewhere, isn't there?
What's that?
Much too much, much too young. You're married with a kid when you could be having fun. Yeah, I don't know what
could
fun
be having
is.
fun.
Don't know what fun is anymore.
Wasn't even.
Stop this squeaking anyway. Oh, not quite. There we go.
Better with a new battery, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Right, made a mess of that. A lot of stuff over there. Now, then what I do then?
Does it cut clean then, or do you have to?
Not really. No. You have to because there's a ridge on it because you do get a little bit of wobble in the drill bit. They're not. I mean, you need a milling.
I mean, is it
I have got a milling machine now, so the milling machine would be better, really, to be fair.
Right.
So then all I do then.
Have you got to kind of like smooth it off a bit?
Yeah, just get a file and just file that edge out. Because I don't know if you can see, there's a little lip on the inside. It's a tiny little lip where the drill chatters. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah, sorta. Yeah.
So I'll get rid of that with a file, and I'll use another little tool to clean that up, clean that hole up. Right. So I'll just get it.
You're gonna round the edges off a little bit, like burn them off a little bit. You're gonna keep it nice and sharp and clean.
Nice and sharp and clean.
Right. Well, it won't be sharp, will it? It's not gonna have your finger off, is it?
Need me eyes. Need me eyes, Mark. I think that's got it. Then what we do? Change drill. Got one of them. Look, this has a little sanding thing on.
Oh yeah.
You undo it, and it slackens off that rubber, and then it slides over, and then you do the nut anti-clockwise, and then that pulls that washer in and tightens the rubber up on the doodah. Kind of sounded a bit like Ed China.
Tightens the rubber up on the doodah.
Yeah, that sounded like Ed China.
Well, take your hat off. No, don't take your hat off because I'll lose your mic. Take your hat off and your hair's getting a bit long, isn't it? You are getting a bit Ed China-ish.
I do need a haircut.
Not quite as grey though.
No. And just and that just cleans that.
What lovely action. Anyone think you'd used the drill before the way you're using that?
A couple of times. Actually, that small hole ain't as nice as the others. So just get that. So you can just see that little lip there now. You can just see that little lip where the drill bit chatter is, where it moves. You can just feel it as well. I just want to get rid of that and then get them nice and sharp.
Because it looks like there's a sharp bit sticking out the backside.
Yeah, but you just be patient. Yeah. Just be patient.
You don't want a sharp bit sticking out your backside, do you?
Just be patient. That one's not quite right either. Just be patient. Just be patient. It'll all come clear.
I'm glad you've got your safety glasses on.
Your safety, yeah. Don't forget to wear your safety glasses. I think he was from Boston, you know, Norm Abel. Got that Boston twang.
Oh dear.
you get the gist of it. It needs a little bit more work on it yet, so you get the gist of it.
Yeah. Then what are you going to do? Oh. It's like a power tool-a-thon today, isn't it?
60 grit. Yeah, that gets rid of all that. Gives it a nice, doesn't it? Gives it a nice crisp circle then, doesn't it?
Right. So then what are you going to do?
Then you go down, I'll go down to 120, then I'll go to 320, and that's enough then to put your etch primer on. Then you spray it with the old etch primer that I've got, the U-pole. But the only criticism I've got is the nozzles. They've got these nozzles you can twist to turn the spray, so instead of going that way, it can go that way or go that way. But the nozzles aren't very good, really, I don't think. So anyway, give it a coat of etch primer, because it's aluminium. And then we give it a couple of coats of the satin black. I've done one earlier. I've done one.
You got one. You got one. You doing your Valerie Singleton now, aren't you? Yeah. Look at that. Look. So that's the finished thing then.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of little bits in the paint and all that sort of stuff. It's not brilliant. I mean,
yeah, but it's not a showroom piece, is it? It's a bit that's holding the seating.
Yeah. It's not like it's one of my kit cars that I'll be building. It's just for a racing car, isn't it? So it's going to be battered and bruised anyway. So, but I think it's come up all right, isn't it?
I think it looks all right.
It looks really good.
I mean, that almost looks like something you would have purchased.
Yeah. Probably cost you a couple £100.
Yeah. And where's that going in the car then?
And then that goes this side then, you see? It goes on the plate, goes on that side like that. Oh. Temperature's dropped, the fire's going to start up.
Hey?
I've got to give it more captain, she's got to blow.
Well, that's to keep the place hot. Oh, look at that, look. That was a good bit of timing.
Yeah.
Just as I found it, it came on. There you go.
Yeah, so that's that then, basically.
I'm glad it's making a nice bit of noise for the mics now, but never mind.
Yeah, and then the floor plate, I've painted that and that's ready to go in. So, and I've also painted the,
Shall we have a look at the floor? Let's have a look at the floor plate.
I've painted that as well, so
right.
I haven't painted underneath it.
Let's have a look at the plate. That's it, that was a bit noisy, wasn't it?
It was very noisy.
Right. It's still making a noise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I've done the same with the foot plate. Look, I've got the plate, the brackets. Again, that's got bits and pieces in it. It's not brilliant. Actually, the back side is better than the front side. And I've put those little pinch bolts in, look, so they pinch up onto the aluminium, and then they're like your riv nuts, but they work in a slightly different way. They've got a lip on them and a little serrated edge on them, and then you drill a hole into the metal plate, and then as you do the bolt up, it pinches into them and then stays there. I can't explain it any better than that.
That's all right. That looks nice, doesn't it?
But then they said that looks all right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the back side's better than the front side. Yeah. So that.
What, the back side being the bit underneath that's facing the floor?
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah. Yeah. It's come up miles better than the top. But the seat's going to be over the top of it anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
So follow me. Follow me. Follow me.
What, I've got to walk that way, have I?
Yeah. Walk this way. Alright, so then that goes on there like that. It goes on there like that. And then they go on there like that.
Boom. Yeah, it's looking nice, isn't it?
It's alright, doesn't it?
And then with the black seat on it.
Yeah.
That's all looking, especially with the satin black, what do you call it? Foot
paint. Yeah, I painted it all in the same paint, so it's all matches, you see.
Yeah. That looks nice, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll look alright once it's all done.
Right, well before we move on to the steering wheel and the steering boss.
Yeah, should we go to Brands Hatch, see one of the interviews?
Well, we went to Brands Hatch, didn't we? And we had a chat with
Which one did we showing first?
Who were the first two we spoke to? Alex Keane
and Nicky Taylor.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, we'll go and see them then, shall we?
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we have a cup of tea? Because I tell you what, I've just thought of something. You know the holes? Where's the bits that came out the holes?
Big ones, obviously.
Big ones, yeah. Where are they? What? Put it down on the bench. Get your mug. Get a mug.
Oh look, Steve Parrish mug. It's still available at Steve Parrish shop.
Yeah. Look at that, look. Not quite big enough. Not quite big enough.
Terrible.
Look at that, look. But an aluminium An
aluminium
coaster.
Yeah.
Aluminium coaster. Right, let's stop this nonsense. Let's go to Brands Hatch.
Come on, see you in a minute. We're doing something a little bit different this week. We're going to talk to some trophy drivers. And my favourite trophy drivers, funny enough. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, chaps.
I'm Nicky Taylor. I'm currently second in the Mini Challenge Trophy.
Possibly third.
I could still win it with the last race, but it's a big ask.
Stars to align, as you said.
So we're hoping for that. But yeah, it's going well.
And I'm Alex Keynes. I got my first win yesterday. It's my first year in car racing, so it's been going uphill, going in the right direction, and hopefully more.
Yeah, because you've built your own car, haven't you? It's not race car, is it?
We've built our own one.
Yeah, and you've got a different one because you had luck Friday, didn't you?
I did have my car on Friday, and then and then come along last session Friday after being fast all day. I just got in an incident that I couldn't really avoid and wrote off my actual car. So luckily Graves had a spare one. So
got two or three in the back.
Yeah, we're using that, and it seems to be doing all right.
Good. So how did you guys start? How did the racing bug start? Was it karts? Was it saloons? Was it?
Well, for me, my dad used to race in the sort of mid-90s karts. He used to do like Midland Championships, and I think he did British Championships at one point as well. When I was 6 years old, he sort of gave me the choice of doing either motocross or karting. And at the time, I actually had a friend at school who did motocross, and I went to watch him, and I saw a rider fall off.
Yeah, I did motocross first, and that killed me. Knees and ankles.
It was pretty much at the moment I was like, I think karting is the way to go. And from there, just went through sort of cadet karting and then junior karting, and then last year we did a few guest rounds in this championship.
How did you get on with that? Was that good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, we had a few issues on the first few rounds, but it was more about just getting used to the car and things like that.
Good cars to drive, I think, aren't they? Grippy, aren't they? No power, but good grip.
Yeah, for a front wheel drive, they're quite similar to a car in many senses.
So it's more anticipation than anything, is it? With the more.
Yeah, it's just
the drag's important as well.
Yeah, there's a few bits to learn, but once you get the fundamental bits down, then it's just they're pretty easy to drive.
Yeah. So how did you start then, Nicky?
I initially, like when I was about 12 years old, I started doing football, and I'd done football throughout like half my life, and went into that, and then got a bit bored of that, a bit bored of being cold, so I eventually started karting at my local track in Norwich, and then just kind of started doing some corporate days, and my dad saw I had some speed, so he offered to get me a kart. So then we done a few championships around Norfolk doing Honda Cadets, and done a few of them. And then we joined a cadet team to try and do British Championships, which didn't go too well because we were still a bit slow. But
building.
Yeah, because I was in the same team as Ollie Behrman, so like I know Ollie quite well, and obviously he's now doing going to get into F1 hopefully, and doing well in F2.
It sounds like it will.
So that was kind of where it all started, and then eventually got up to Burrard UK and done quite well on that, getting like fourth in the championship about 3 years running. And then it got rebranded to Daniel Ricciardo Series, and we done quite well on that. And then we wanted to move into cars, so we initially tried to do the Genetics Scholarship. That didn't go the greatest for us, so we just looked around at other options, and Minis kind of presented themselves.
Yeah,
so
it's a good championship.
Yeah, so we initially went with Accelerate and just done like 2 or 3 years with them, and then we kind of got to the point of when we wanted to start pushing for a championship, Graves would be more of our better chance to get the championship, and we've done well for the last 3 or 4 years in it. It's been getting there. It's been consistency. Like this year for us has just been so much more consistent than last year. Like last year, I would argue that my pace was probably a bit stronger than this year, with obviously Nelson pushing me as well. But this year in terms of consistency, it's just been
quite a good pair actually, weren't you?
Yeah, it's
fair.
Me and Nelson
like the old Moss and Banshee.
Me and Nelson last year we're just kind of pushing ourselves all the time, and I think that's why we were up the front most of the time.
Yeah.
Because obviously I was pushing him, he was pushing me. He got the better of me 95% of the time, but we were still there.
There's a lot of luck in it. There is a lot of luck. I think this year you've been pretty unlucky, really.
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky to the extent of I've pretty much finished top 7 in every race, barring the one at Silverstone where Tom and me kind of come together, which didn't end too great. But yeah, I still managed to come back from that and come from like last to 7th. So that was still good.
That was a good result, actually.
But yeah, consistency this year. I think we've still got the highest drop.
You finished first you've got to finish, haven't you?
We've still got the highest drop score in the championship. So if we can still come away from that in the last round, then that's at least something to come away with winning if we don't get the championship.
I hope it works. I hope it all works out, actually, to be fair. So another full season next year?
Yeah.
Run your own car, but with Graves?
Yeah. So
that's what we're probably going to end up doing, I think.
So it'll be me and my dad doing prep work at home, and then obviously Graves in the awning. So well, it's mostly him, a little bit of me, but so
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So trophies next year for you, or you're not really sure?
We don't know. There's a lot of options. I think we want to get our trophies. We definitely wanted to get our trophies last year, but we stayed in for another year because nothing really presented itself.
But everything's expensive, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard from going into karting to this. There's sort of similar echelons budgets wise from
and you've got to drive more or less the same as well. You've got the meter and everything.
Yeah,
it's a very similar.
They're quite similar, but then obviously when you get to the next step, like before next year, there was literally just this, then pretty much straight into JCWs, which the budget increase is just mental.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Porsches are the same.
But now
there's a Clio Cup as well.
Yeah, we've now got the two new championships coming in with JCW Sports, which suit us perfectly because it kind of is intermediate, so the budget is
I think they'd be as quick as the
they should be. I think especially when it's wet, they should be right up there. And then obviously you've got the Clios as well, but the Clios still want a ridiculous amount of money just for the car because they've released the car prices and they're pretty much blowing that out of the budget now as well. So we're pretty much looking at JCW Sports from here on, but just got to see.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah, it's very. So both of you aiming touring cars or GTs?
Well, I haven't really got a destination in mind, but
I think you should.
We'll worry about that when we get there. But for now, I just want to enjoy racing, really. I think
wind makes a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It all sort of falls into place, and the confidence then just goes up there.
Yeah, I mean, the previous race a minute ago was didn't really go our way at all. It's just kind of all went downhill. But I mean, that's just racing. You get ups and downs, and you get really high points and low points. It's just the nature of it. So
yeah, I think I'm trying to get to the touring car route, obviously. But to be honest, I think me just making a living out of this would be the main goal, just so I can race and not have to worry about having really another job. But yeah, it's a hard road to get there.
It's addictive, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really good, and I enjoy doing it, and I think that's the main thing because my dad enjoys seeing me do well, and he gets a load of enjoyment, and he likes watching. So yeah, it's just seeing how it goes.
Well, we wish you both the best of luck in the last race.
Thank you.
I hope the stars align for you.
Hopefully so.
You deserve it, really, to be fair. And I hope you have a cracking last race.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much.
I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be competing against you.
Yeah. We'll definitely be with Graves next year, no matter where we go. So
that'll be good. Well, thanks very much, you two.
No worries.
Much appreciated.
No worries, thank you.
Cheers.
Right, back from Brands then.
Couple of nice lads, aren't they?
Yeah.
Couple of nice lads.
Yeah.
I'll just move this so I don't.
Yeah. How did things pan out in the end then?
Well, Nicky didn't win the championship, obviously, in the end. The lines didn't line up for him. Tom Overton won the title.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, there's always next year, isn't there? It's always next year.
I think Nicky's going to move on next year.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because
he's obviously worried about an old fat bloke, unfit fat bloke coming into the championship and going to open a can of whoop ass on him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason.
I just know it.
I know, when you mentioned to him in the interview that you might be racing, he was trembling, wasn't he? He was definitely craking.
No, I think that was a cold.
Yeah, it wasn't wind blowing. It wasn't wind blowing down
comes back in the channel. I'd like to see him in JCWs really, but there's that new Clio Championship as well, the Stein in the Clio Cup. That's coming around again, isn't it? So I don't know if he's going to do that. And Porsches are too expensive. Everything's just too expensive. JCWs are too expensive. They've got the new class in it, but I don't think the cost would be any different really. To be fair.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
Yeah.
While we were there,
yeah,
you were having a chat with Uncle Peter and Uncle Carl. And Uncle Carl.
Yeah. And he put me straight on a few things, didn't he?
Well, and
which is what we want, isn't it?
And one of the things was we told him about we'd ordered that boss for the steering wheel, said we got the wrong one, and the only reason why was because of the clock spring, and we got told you don't need
you don't need the clock spring. He said no one uses a hooter. You don't need the hooter, apparently, which I thought he did. Yeah, but it just goes to show I know nothing. So we can take the clock spring out and it should fit.
And then it should fit.
I've actually given it a coat. I've got the original one that we had.
Oh, there it is. Right, yeah.
I've got the original one we had, so we use that, and I've given it a coat of satin black.
What, the original one will fit?
Yeah, give him a coat of satin black. Actually, funny enough.
So we're not going to use the new one?
No.
Why?
Because this one looks better, fits better. Because it goes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got that one there, which I ordered, and it doesn't even go onto the spline.
You fit whatever one you want. You're the boss. Do you get it? Do you get it?
I'll just.
Do you get it?
I mean, that one is lighter, but it does stick out miles, and it has to have that cover on it, doesn't it? I think, if I remember rightly, is it that cover that goes on it? So I'm not sure, but I think this one will be better. I think that one will be better.
All right.
So should we take the clock spring out and try it?
Yeah.
Need to clean the glasses, Mark.
You've got to have good eyes to see through them glasses,
I won't show me belly anymore because the ladies who watch the channel won't be able to stand it, will they? They won't be able to cope.
Well, YouTube might take the episode down if you raise too much excitement.
High sexual content.
Yeah. I'll put a warning. I'll put a warning. Scenes of a sexual nature.
Oh, we need a different doodah. Bear with Mark.
Oh no, you have just done. You have added to the scenes of a sexual nature now. You just reminded me I didn't park my bike properly yesterday.
Oh, I say. That's the wrong one, isn't it? What have I done with it? What have I done with it? What is it with me and putting stuff away and then I can't find it?
I don't know.
That's what I want. Got to use a turret.
Never let it be said you don't enjoy the crack.
What, sorry? The who? The what?
The crack.
The crack. More crack than Harlow, apparently. Oh, I've lost the one that I was using. What have I done with that then? Oh, flipping heck. What have I done with that?
Flipping heck, Tucker.
Flipping heck, Tucker. Is it in the car? I don't know what I've done with it, Mark. I found it. I had to use a trucks bit. Anyway. And I think I'm going to be able to use the horn anyway, because that's the wire for the horn, I think. Because it all goes up through there and then clicks onto the back of the clock spring. That's the yellow one's the airbags. That's the radio controls. That one there, I think, and I think that one's the horn. So what I might do is put the horn button on that bit of aluminium there. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, where you're now going to put the...
Yeah, where the extinguisher button's going, which we will talk about shortly. Yeah. I'm staying close to the wind here because I'm not really sure how it comes off, to be fair. I don't think I even have to take that bit.
Don't the clock spring just pull out?
No, there's a... Ah, I've got it. I've sussed it. I can see it. I can see it. I'll get a screwdriver. I can see it. I need a slotted. Here we go. I think it's a couple of. Look, there's a couple of doodads there. Look, I think. There. Yeah. Yes, there.
That's that out.
I think it's out.
That come out nicely, didn't it?
It did. So I can put that back in. So I don't think I even had to undo them blooming screws, to be fair.
Now, I can't help noticing.
Yeah.
That you've improved the fire extinguisher nozzle thing up there. Wasn't it butting against the roll cage at one point? It was. So you've changed that about a bit.
I haven't done anything really with it. I've just been playing with it really. I think I'm going to cut it back there and then put the bracket on. Yeah.
It looks alright though.
Yeah, no, it's not quite right yet.
Well, it looks better.
It's
It
better.
looks better.
Better. I need some Tommy Walsh braces, don't I? That's what I need.
You certainly do. It could be a Santa Claus request,
Could be
couldn't
a
it?
Santa Claus.
What would Christmas-
Santa baby.
What with Christmas coming up?
Yeah, Christmas is coming. Adam's getting fat. Please put a penny in Minis and Motorbikes hat. If you haven't got a penny, 40 grand to do. Actually, we don't actually need as much as that, do we? So hopefully we've still got... Right. Should we get that on then?
So that's the old boss
Yeah.
now that you bought for the MG, which you thought was right.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the right one now. Is that as far as it goes? Yeah, there we go. She's on.
All right.
Right then, let's get the bolt. I've got the bolt in my drawer so I didn't lose it.
Right, and that's where that bolt's going on, is it? Oh, look at that, though. Lovely.
Yeah, let's see. See? Not sure if that needs a washer on that because it looks like it's too much thread coming out of it.
So it's just a single bolt in the middle there, then?
Yeah, 63 newton meters apparently.
What, tighten it up on a torque
Yeah.
wrench, you mean? Now, is that your old faithful?
It is.
How long have you had that?
Oh, about 20 years. Probably need a new one now. It's probably rubbish.
No,
Helford Special.
no.
Helford Special.
Olds go on forever.
Yeah. Now I've got a feeling that might need a bloody spacer on there because now we've took the clock spring out. I think there's too much play on it. Let me get that. I know what I do. Get that up down tight first to see what's what. No, it needs a spacer on it, Mark.
Okie dokie. You got one?
No.
What about the other boss? Will that fit tighter?
See, should we
Well, could do.
go and do Nagasaki?
Don't start that.
Between the two, there's no difference between them. Let's try that aluminium one because he's lighter actually. And he's lighter. And he's lighter. Might be better, Mark, actually. Might be better.
Oh.
No, it needs an washer on there because it's the play between the. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you get the camera in there. There's a gap between the.
Right.
Yeah.
What, so you're going to make your own spacer out of a bit of the old alloy that came out of the side of the...
doodah. Yeah.
Waste not, want not, ain't it?
Yeah. I've got to try on these new cutters. Look, cardboard tip. Don't know what they're like.
Don't start singing it.
Oh.
I know what you're like. Every time you mention the word cutter.
What? Spare us it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's in there tight enough now.
Good job you're wearing safety glasses.
I'm making the right pigs here.
Aluminium's flying everywhere then.
Aluminium's flying
Yeah.
everywhere. And for our American viewers, obviously, that watch at 2 o'clock in the morning. Howdy, by the way.
Yeah, that's them all turned off now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's not offensive at all, is it?
No.
Very nice talking to you. Right, let's go for it. I'm making the right pigs here. Oh, for crying out, pigging loud. I should have just cut it out of a different bit, shouldn't I?
Old vice don't want to grip it, does it?
No, I need a new vice actually. That's what we do need. I wonder if I put that there, whether that'd be any better. I'm going to give it a real wang up. Put all my weight behind it. Oh, pa-chow.
That was like a cork out of a champagne bottle, that was, wasn't it?
It was. There's going to be a lot of champagne bottles next year, obviously, Mark, isn't there?
What's that? Are you planning on drinking a lot?
No, for all the races I'm going to win, obviously.
Right.
I can't get it undone now.
You reckon they're going to
It's in lovely wash, you look.
You reckon they're going to nickname the pit lane Champagne Cork Alley?
Yeah. I think we've done it. It's not pretty and it needs a fettle because it's not quite round, but I think we've done it. It fits on there anyway. So, should we try it? There we go, look. See, look, just made a... So it fits on that ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other... Oh no, because it doesn't move this steering column. That just locks it. It just locks it on the tilt, so that's what I think we're alright. Right, found some new ones, look. Found some new ones.
Beautiful.
Hopefully they're alright. We've got to centre it all up and sort it all out.
So that then goes on there.
Yeah.
So that you've got something to put the steering wheel on.
Yeah.
And the steering wheel's got the old things on the back that makes it sort of releases it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You take
quick
it off.
Release. Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be all centred up yet. But I just wanted to get the thing so we could get it to fit and work. That's all I wanted really.
Yeah.
Now we don't need the clock spring. It's a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uncle Peter told us.
Was it Uncle Peter or was it Uncle Carl?
Uncle Peter.
Oh, I thought it was Uncle Carl.
I think it was Uncle Peter. Perhaps they both said, did they?
Don't know.
Didn't see Uncle Dave, did we? Well, we see him, but we didn't speak to him. Can't remember if this actually goes on there, Mark, to be fair. It must have come with it. Won't it?
Yeah.
Does neaten it up a bit, look. Neatens it up though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, let's click the steering wheel on, shall we? This is a bit I always get wrong. I can never see the blooming... There's a little dink in it, I can never see it. Let me go and get my eyes on.
Little dink?
Yeah, it's a little... Because bigger... I don't know what you call it.
Spacer, joint, yeah, whatever.
I've got to line it up on that. I think it's just on there, I think. There we go. Boom. Yeah.
There you go.
Obviously that'll have tension on it once it's all connected up. But
Yeah, because it's not connected to anything, yeah.
Done it though, it's good, isn't it?
Looks alright.
Yeah, thank you Peter for telling us that.
Happy?
Yeah.
And that turns alright, and it don't rub on that.
It's a bit like at the fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's alright, isn't it?
Yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah, good, I'm pleased about that.
Right,
It's
well
worked
now
out
that's
right.
done.
Yeah,
now
go
that's
another
done.
interview, shall we? Who's the next interview? Oh, I can't, I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with names. Alex Nevill.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'll go and talk to him now then.
Yeah. Be back in a minute. Right, again, we're doing something a little bit different. Following the trophies today, and this is another man we'd like to talk to. If you'd like to say who you are and what you do and what your position is here and what goes on in the weekend, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Alex Nevill. I'm one of the driver coaches at Graves Motorsport on the Cooper side of things. So I'm looking after James Black and Nicky Taylor and Jack Byrne this weekend, as I have done all season. So yeah, I help them on a weekend, help them get the most out of their performances each and every time, and help keep it fun as well, which is important.
So is it mainly the data logging you work on?
To be honest with you, there's not a huge amount of data in terms of telemetry on these anyway. So it tends to be more video focused. So we have onboard cameras in each car that we can use to review what they've done. Yeah, It's about me and Dom, our other coach. You know, we used to race these ourselves. In fact, James's car is my old car. It's about us using our racing experience, I suppose, to help them get the most out of their time on track and get the most out of their weekends.
Okay, so how did the motorsport thing start for you? What championship was it that you sort of first raced in? And
yeah, and it was all my dad's fault really. So we've always been quite local to Brands. So he brought me along here from kind of the age of 2 onwards. Started with karting like a lot of people do, and then wound up in the Mini Challenge. Then in my last year I was with Graves. Sadly budget then started to disappear on my end.
The thing.
Yeah, but you know, they gave me a great opportunity to stay involved in the sport, to continue my relationship with them as a driver coach instead, and I've been around ever since. Yeah.
Oh, good. So it's you know, because I understand that they rent Pembrey and they do a lot of work at Pembrey with the drivers and getting them used to people coming up on the inside and perhaps.
Yeah, we do a bit of a boot camp, if you like, for the drivers at the start of the season. Because the cool thing about Pembrey is you can pretty much do whatever you want there.
It's a good circuit to start off at as
you know,
well.
So we did a 2-day test there at the start of the year, even though we're not racing there this year, and we were able to do race starts, we were able to teach you warm-up laps, we were able to go over racecraft, we could chop and change the circuit to whatever we wanted and so on and so forth. So it was, it's a great way to start the season for them.
So you've got your own company as well, haven't you? Which is sort of was it hospitality? I can't remember.
So it's Chicane Events. Essentially, it's about helping people to get involved in motorsport. So my full-time job is as a instructor, as a driver coach. So I work with a couple of other teams as well, but also work with individuals. And Chicane's about just helping people to enjoy motorsport, whether that's them learning to drive on circuit in their own car and learning how to get more out of maybe their own Mini or their own sports car or something like that. Or if they want to go racing as well, we can help them to get their race licence, and then we have Ride Drive racing packages available for them, and everything from little Ford KAs all the way up to GTs and so on and so forth, wherever they want to go.
KAs are fun actually, aren't they?
They are great fun, yeah. So yeah, wherever they want to go, whatever they want to do, we're here for them to help them get the most out of their motorsport journey.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for talking to us. And it's another thing, because the last sort of interviews we did, we interviewed some sponsors and stuff, so it gives everybody a little bit of an idea of how all, you know, you just don't get in the car and you go. There's a lot involved in getting it sorted and straight and helping everybody. So very much appreciated.
No problem.
Speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Next year probably.
Yeah. Cheers.
It's a bit different. See, talking to a coach, someone who goes through all the data logging and everything, something a little bit different, you see, seeing behind the scenes, so you get a little idea of what really goes on, because you don't see all that, you just talk to the drivers and you get a driver's sort of view of it all, so it's nice to sort of, you know, get a different variation on everything.
Bit different. Which
we are doing, aren't we? We talk to sponsors, we've talked to coaches now. I think Max Coates and Nelson King do a bit of coaching as well for the trophies, so that'd be good.
Yeah. Right. What are we doing now then?
Repositioning of the extinguisher.
Oh, because you were going to put it down by your left hand, weren't you? But now you're moving it up onto the dashboard.
Yeah, I've made the plate for it. That's one of the securing screw holes there, but I've just put a bolt to hold the thing in. But I want to try and change it, because that comes out the bottom. I don't know how I'm going to take it in to get it behind, if you see what I mean. And then I found that's the electrical cut-off switch. So that can go in there.
And you're going to rub this down and spray that black as well, that back plate?
Yeah. And then I've made the line look where I want them to go, the dead centre of the thing, and there's a horn there as well. So should we get them drilled and fitted?
Get them drilled and fitted if you want, and then you can scratch your head about that bottom cable.
Yeah, about that bottom cable. See, I'm wondering if I can take that box apart and then get it coming out the back so you don't see it. Yeah. It's a bit of a bad design by OMP, really.
Ooh.
Just wondering if we can, you know, change the position of that plug.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
That comes out the back.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, it's like a little Yeah.
I wonder if I can buy a 4-pin thing that'll do it, so I can do it myself. I'll whip that cover off in a bit and see. Should we whip the cover off now?
If you want.
Yeah.
Have a look inside it.
Have a look inside it.
Yeah. All right.
See what's what.
All right.
see what we got. Not sure it's going to work out like that.
You don't know until you have a look inside it, do you?
I think I've looked before and I'm pretty certain it can't.
And you can't get a like an L-shaped plug to plug into that, and that won't help you much, will it?
What pig's here, this man? No, it's on a circuit board, isn't it? But... It's a bloody shame. Excuse my French.
Here's a thought. Just turn that box around a minute. The box it sits in. So you don't need that box, do you? So why can't you cut a square hole out of that aluminium to push the back of that thing through, and then you can connect it from the back? Don't use the plastic box. Mount that on the aluminium plate.
Yeah, and then just buy a little battery box for the battery. I like that idea. Just cut a hole in the back, but I'll have to redo the thing because then we won't have that hole there. Get rid of that hole there then, because they're fixing holes that fix to the radio thing.
Right.
And then just got 4 little holes to drill and bolt that onto the back. I mean,
Yeah.
I could even use that, cut that battery box about, and then use drill the holes in the plate for the screws to go through, and then they're screw into that plastic. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So you can use the
Yeah, and that'll hold it on then, won't it?
Yeah. You can.
The only hole we'll have to cut is for that square.
So you're
there.
gonna use that plastic box basically
yeah.
as a plane for the screws to go through and clip to, and that'll clamp the whole thing together for the battery to go in.
Then I like that idea, Mark. So you've been a very good ideas man today.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Well, we'll recut that plate. I'll recut the plate. It won't take me 5 minutes, but we won't do that tonight.
Okay.
And then we're
So we'll come back to that then.
yeah, and then I'll drill the holes for the electric cut off and the horn. That horn can go there. Then we've got a horn in, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that'll look nicer when it's all flush, when it with the buttons,
Yeah, so
won't it?
we do that next episode.
Yeah.
Get that done for next episode, and I'll do it all, and then I'll paint it, and it's ready to fix in.
All ready to fix in.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I actually used a bit of 2mm plate, the same thick, 1.5 mil plate to get the distance right, so it all fitted in. Yeah, so it looked nice that.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that for the next episode.
Okie dokie.
And I'll get the steering all connected up then as well.
All right. Well, let's go and let's show the Nelson King interview then.
Yeah, the interview that we should have had last round of the JCW at.
There's no need to get that excited about it.
Yeah, so thanks again, Nelson. It's lovely to see you again. So I'd like to sort of go round by round really with you, or meeting by meeting. But first, I'd like to sort of talk about how you really got into it. You mentioned karting, and then obviously got into the JCW. So how did that sort of come about? Was it something you purposely chose, or?
Yeah. I think when you get into the Cooper category, obviously you're always looking to advance, and the JCWs is the stepping stone. When I was starting out in Coopers, I had Max Coates as a driver coach, and obviously at this point he was like one of the boys in JCW. So you always aspire to be the next best thing, and that was Max. So it sort of took that progression to get to JCW really from Coopers.
You've done well in your first season. I mean, I've always maintained it takes 3 seasons really to get up to the front in JCWs, but you've sort of done it in your first season, haven't you? I mean,
I think I don't like the idea that you can't just jump in something and win it. I think if I got an offer to drive a touring car tomorrow, I want to win the first race. I think that's exactly how my mentality is. And I think you don't stop working until you do win. And that was my mentality is keep working hard, keep going on the simulator, going back, training harder and keep going to get myself to the front.
Fitness is a key, because I can remember the very first Clio race I did, and I didn't do any training, and it was here, funny enough, and I was with some really good drivers. I mean, they were all top notch. And I started at the back of the grid, obviously, because I didn't know anything. And I got up to, I think I was up to about 6th out of about 20. I was 22nd on the grid, and I got up to 6th by the end of the second lap, I thought, here we go, I'm here. This is it. I've arrived. And then by about the 6th or 7th lap, I dropped right back, and I finished 13th in the end, and that was purely because of fitness.
Yeah.
And that was then I thought, right, here we go, I know what I've got to do now. Fitness is a key. I was absolutely shattered.
I think it's the same in every sport, because you look at it, it's not about the start of the race, because if I went and run and race against, I don't know, Mo Farah, I'd start the race, it'd probably be the same for the first minute, but then after that I'd fall off. And I think it's the same with driving, you know, especially when I look at the likes of British GT and they're driving for an hour at a time. I think their fitness must have to be top notch on what they need to do.
So have you got a set fitness regime? You know, is this swimming, cycling or running or...?
That's sort of adapting through the winter, because obviously in Coopers I was more focusing on how I looked, I think. So I was doing a lot of muscle at the gym and I was trying to make myself look big. But then I realised as JCW, it gets harder and harder. So I think over this winter, it'll be more of a stamina-induced training style. I still have to keep my upper body just to have that strength.
People don't realise how strong your core has to be strong. I mean, I used to do Pilates, and that really helped your core strength driving.
Yeah, because obviously the undulation from side to side.
But I don't think people realise how much it takes. First, second, and third rounds. You see how good your memory is now.
We had a really tough time. I think we expected to be higher up, and it didn't end up that way. The first 2 races were really difficult. We had a lot of gremlins with the car, but I got quite lucky in race 3. That's all it was in race 3. It was pure luck. Had a good start. Unfortunately, Sam had a very bad accident, and that actually played into my favour. I know it's not a way I wanted to get a podium, but especially my first podium JCW, but it happens, and it wasn't the best of weekends. I was quite disappointed in myself. You know, I didn't think I'd done well enough, and it wasn't the best of starts to the campaign.
That's good though. Yeah, that's good though, because you obviously want to push even more, don't you? Brands. The next round, round 4 DNF. No, I've put a little sad face.
Yeah, that was a frustrating one. I think I went into it with high hopes, being my home circuit. You know, it's a place I really feel in touch with, especially the Indy circuit. And yeah, I think the gremlins really came at that. That's when it all started to go a bit downhill. The oil pump went in race 1, which created DNF, and then race 2 and race 3 I was starting at the back, and I had to come through race 1 coming through to P7 on track, and then race 3 having a bit of a scrap 5th with Dan. So it wasn't the best of weekend.
The second race that weekend, you qualified 22nd, but you made up 12 places to finish 12th.
Yeah.
And then the third race that weekend, qualified 11th, finished 5th, 6 places. So
yeah, it wasn't bad, but like I think at this point I was really, really wanting more. You know, I was beating myself up quite a lot that I wasn't getting where I wanted to be. So it was quite a difficult one for me at that point. But it was a big learning curve for the start of the year.
Yeah, and then we've got Snetterton. Round 7, qualified 7th, finished 7th. Round 8, qualified 6th, finished 4th. So you made 2 places up. And then round 9.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a nice memory.
Yeah, pole.
Yeah.
Finished first. So
yeah, it was daunting starting from pole for the first time in JCW. I think what made it worse is I had Sam Weller to the left of me in 2nd, and I had Dan Zelos in 4th behind me. And I'm thinking,
blimey, really?
All right, I've not been bad, but I've been running around in about 5th, and I had this opportunity to win the race, and it was a lot of pressure going into it, thinking that I've got 2 previous champions right up my chuff. So, but that's I think what made it even better, that it was against some really proven drivers.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Alton. We were there that weekend actually. So round 10, 6th, 5th. So yeah. Round 11, second. And then we've got Knockhill. You know, you're second. 14 DNF.
Yeah, that wasn't a good time. No, that was I made up to 3rd in the championship then, and I was having a bit of turbo problems, and I sort of threw it away myself. I was putting myself in the wrong places. Had a bit of bad luck with another driver, and it didn't work out that weekend.
So was that more mental, do you think, or you let the car get to you because it?
I think I was trying to be too safe. I always think offense is the best defense, and I wasn't driving like that. I was driving a bit reserved, and really I should have been going for it, and that put me in the place where I was going to be in a crash. And I've learned quite a big thing from that, of not being too reserved with my driving.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just do hold back a bit, don't you? And it doesn't do you any good.
No, not at all.
No. Silverstone. qualified second, finished third. And then it was reverse for round 16, third, qualified third, finished second. 17, qualified third, retired.
No, I did make it round.
You
I
make it round.
got a penalty. I stalled it on the start, which was the dumbest thing I've done all season, I think. I then had to catch all the way back up, got through to 7th, but I got a track limits penalty because I was pushing so hard to try and do it.
Stop the track limit thing. I mean,
to be fair though, I watched the video back and it was my fault. Like I can't.
You were miles off, were you? Yeah.
No, it was 4 times I went off, and they gave me the penalty. It was fair enough because I was pushing the absolute. Obviously, I was annoyed at myself, so I'm pushing as hard as I can, and yeah, it didn't work out, and I took that one on the chin.
And then Brands qualified 12th, finished 10th. And then qualified 10th, finished 6th. So you've made up good places there. How do you feel about Brands? Because that was a bit of a funny one for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't the best of weekends. I think we went in a bit on the back foot, not testing, and that was just a bit of poor planning from sort of everyone perspective. We was so focused on Silverstone, we didn't think about Brands the last round. Testing, I came off, and that was my fault. It was a mistake. Qualifying, had a bit of a problem with the car, and then I came off again. Started on the back foot. I think the last race was the most frustrating one for me, though. It wasn't the way I wanted to end the season. I was running around in 4th. I was actually quite happy with where I was. I thought I was driving a really good race, so I was really happy with myself. But I could feel the tyre delaminating.
Yeah, because several cars had that trouble, didn't they, that weekend?
Yeah, I think it was literally just the left hand on T3. Everyone was clipping the curb, and I think that I clipped it one too many times, and I could feel it going. Every time I go on an undulation, it'd bump and hit, and I'm thinking the tyre's gonna go in a minute. Last lap, it managed to go, and I was thinking I couldn't get around the lap. But I limped the car home because I knew what I had to do to get third in the championship.
That was an impressive way you got it in, I must admit. So, favourite corner on the G? I always ask Liddy this. Favourite corner at the GP circuit?
I hate all of them. I think. Is that the long right-hander?
Long right-hander, yeah.
Yeah.
Sheen. I think that's always used to be.
I actually quite like the left-hander going onto the back straight.
Yeah.
So the second to last corner, because you brake a bit earlier and it just the car feels and it hooks round and you just feel like you get such a good run out of it.
Yeah.
And you're always going to run out of exits. You're always clipping the grass. It's quite a challenging corner because it's always a bit like you don't know what's going to happen going into it.
So the difference, obviously. The JCW is going to be harder to drive than the Cooper. I mean, the Cooper's got lots of grip and low on power, but good fun, and you've got to anticipate it more, I think, haven't you? Use the drag more. I mean, do you still use the drag in the JCWs, or?
No, the JCWs overheat. Really? So where the exhaust is facing straight into the radiator, you can't really tow off of each other. You can to an extent for like a lap, that's about it. Where in a Cooper, overheating sort of doesn't happen that much, so it's a bit of a different dynamic of racing. You're trying to cool the engine down and be a bit smarter in JCW, whereas Coopers, it's every lap is your last lap. You're trying to have
drive it more like a kart, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the main difference with what's the most difficult thing with JCWs for you? What do you find the hardest part of it?
I think it's the tyres. I think everyone says it's the cars, this, cars, that. I think genuinely on new tyres, the car's amazing. It feels like it's on rails when you get it right. The problem is when they've
changed the wall on them now, haven't they? The walls are a lot stiffer now.
Yeah,
it's made them a bit more predictable now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like you don't get tyre fold where it all of a sudden hops out and chucks you out. But on the old tyres, you start to get the understeer. And in the Cooper, you get understeer, but it's never to that extent because the differential will now kick out.
Yeah.
So it's getting your head around trying to manage tyres for a race and not just go really hard at the beginning because you're going to burn them. Because it's a bit of a different sort of thing when you're carrying more speed because your tyres are going to wear quicker, which is a bit of a learning curve, to say the least. The first couple of rounds I really struggled with my tyres.
You seem to go head around it now.
Yeah, it took me about 4 rounds to try to figure out, but yeah.
But it's another year, it's another season in the JCWs, you think, or?
Yeah, I'd hope so. Obviously, the future's always unpredictable in motorsport. You always feel like you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, it's all pointing in a good direction, which is making me happy going towards next season, but I'd hope to be on the grids for JCW.
I mean, I was impressed with your smoothness in the car, to be fair. I watched some of your in-car in the Coopers. No, it was actually this year. I think it's the second meeting this year, and you had in-car, didn't you? And I thought how smooth you were there. I thought that was quite impressive.
Yeah, it's I think you get that from karting. That's the basics that come from the earlier stages of motorsport of less drag, faster car.
Yeah. So Touring cars, is that the obvious move for you now, or GTs, or?
I'd love to do touring cars. I'd love to do any racing, to be honest. But
So
I think
BMW, teammate to Jake Hill.
that would be the dream. Oh, if I got that,
Anyone's dream, I think.
if I got that call,
EV Motorsport, right? You know.
Oh, yeah.
Charger, yeah.
I think that motorsport's always the same though. You can look on this grid of the Coopers now. There's a lot of talent out, but it always comes down to budget. Obviously, myself, my brothers try to do really well to do that, and we try and market myself in the best way. But it always comes down to money.
We're struggling with it now. We've got a third of it, but it's just the 2/3.
Motorsport is expensive, and you know it's hard to get through. Like GT racing sounds amazing, but that costs X amount, and then touring cars sound like it costs.
Yeah, it's
X
like
amount.
the Porsches even with this, isn't it? You know, the run with the JCWs. I mean, they're astronomical money now as well, aren't they? So,
Yeah, well, that's mean to go and spend £170,000 on a car. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, hell of a lot of money. Well, thank you very much indeed, Nelson.
Okay.
It's superb. We're very impressed with you this year.
Thanks.
And it's been brilliant actually catching up with you and having a proper chat with you. We hope to follow you again next year if we can.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And make a proper thing of it. And yeah, good luck for next season, and I hope it all falls into place for you.
Thank you.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you have cracked the blimmin' front screen or back screen or whatever it is
Yeah,
of your Motorola Razor.
Yeah, you're very funny, aren't you? Yeah, I was welding near it, which was a big mistake. The phone was on there, welding splatter, come over, and where the 3 dots of weld hit it, it broke, it cracked the screen.
So that lasted a week, not a month.
A week and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that's chips then, isn't it? Was it chips?
I think you ought to have a sausage of that.
Oh,
You ought to have a sausage, a battered sausage.
no, I don't like my sausage battered.
Yeah, so yeah, 130 quid to get it mended.
Right, well that's about it for this week then.
Yeah, I know it sort of seems like we've gone over old ground again, but we've finalised stuff, I think. Haven't we?
Oh, and found some solutions.
Yeah, your solutions. Very
Well-
impressed.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, that won't last.
Yeah, what a nice bunch of blokes, though, aren't
Yeah, no, the interviews were all good, weren't they?
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah.
good. That was a good day out.
Yeah.
Last of the season.
Yeah.
So nothing until
Peter
what
and
now?
Carl.
March is it next year?
they? Yeah, April, I think.
April.
Yeah, Carl and Peter made us feel very welcome, which was very much appreciated.
Oh, and a bit of a thank you to your mate.
Who are
Your
you
mate.
poking?
Your mate who was working with the legends.
Oh yeah, Dill. Yeah. Thank you, Dill. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was a good afternoon. That was a good afternoon, and a lot of advice given, sponsorship and that, which was good. So
Yeah,
all in all, it was a blooming good day.
He
wasn't
very
it?
kindly let us in the
He was.
in the pits,
That was
didn't he?
brilliant. Yeah, very much appreciated, Dill. Yeah,
Yeah,
and a cup of tea, and you liked it because you didn't have to pay for it.
I got a couple of Jaffa cakes as well, didn't I?
Tight as a Nat's chat.
I got a couple of Jaffa cakes. I sneaked a couple of Jaffa cakes when no one was looking.
I was looking at that bit of pork pie. That's what I was looking at.
I know you never did get
No,
that,
I
did
never
you?
did get it.
Never
no.
did get that, yeah. But never mind. Anyway, you're going to do the. Don't forget the.
Oh, unless you want to go and do it together.
No, you do it. Go on, you're good at it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and give us a lovely comment. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah.
See you next week then.
See you next week.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye bye. I've got to get this looked at, I reckon. I've got to get it looked at. My nose is. Trouble when you get old, you see, you got this to come yet. Stop.
That took a bit of drilling, didn't it?
Stop. Battery's dead.
You got all the way through?
No, I need another battery.
Oh, okay.